So yes, you've heard it right. You are selling and they are accumulating your Kaspa. Guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Luke and let's cover a lot of different things that I have gathered for you from the internet today. And we are going to cover Kaspa short term and of course overall market too. Guys, so this is something that you already have seen. We are going to get into that a little bit later. This is something that I have found for you on X, and this user is basically saying that he is seeing a lot of panic, and that's a powerful indicator in and of itself. But if you are looking at the Kaspa chart and seeing anything majorly different than something like this, then you are overthinking it, and basically is saying that the bottom is near. However, we also got this. So Kaspa is going down, but OI, open interest, is up 100 million, meaning that traders opened margin shorts for 800 million of Kaspa, and the reverse will be brutal. So this is the thing, but we are going to get into that a little bit later. And now from the perspective of a zoomed out picture, right, we've got all these times when people were saying that Kaspa is going to zero. It was good run, Kaspa is now going to zero, you know, and here it's now over, Kaspa is going to zero. Wow, that was a rally, it's time for Kaspa to go to zero, so on and so forth. And this is where we are at the moment, guys. Okay, again, I don't want to be overly bullish over here because I know that other altcoins are pumping when our beloved Kaspa isn't. That's why you should remember, guys, that diversification is the key, and you shouldn't hold only one coin, right, such as Kaspa. I obviously hold Kaspa, but on the top of that I have different projects in my portfolio as well, right? So in this particular scenario, if Kaspa isn't pumping, I can definitely, you know, cash out on something else. And now, guys, referring to one of the comments, the person that basically said that the whales are paying YouTubers, you know, for pumping Kaspa. Well, guys, top 10 addresses own 18% of Kaspa, right? Top 100 addresses own 33% Kaspa, right? So manipulating the price of Kaspa, is it possible? Yes, definitely it is, right? However, it isn't the case like it is with meme coins, let's say, where a couple of holders are basically holding 50% of the supply of the particular coin. So now, guys, let's go to the chart. Let's have a look at the short time frame for Kaspa. So let's put for hourly, right? So and now, guys, we have basically dipped below, and we could technically consider this, as of the time of recording this video, as this, you know, shaky moment, you know, that deviation towards the downside. That's basically something that BTC is printing as well sometimes, these kind of fake outs towards the downside. So Kaspa stayed at level 12 cents 0 to be exact, and the next bigger levels of support for Kaspa, in case if Kaspa is going to be dipping towards the downside, are going to be, well, 11 cents 5, and then that's going to be 10 cents 3. Okay, and of course later on, well, that's going to be probably more panic, right? It all of course depends on BTC, right? So let's have a quick look at BTC and what BTC is doing. All right, so this is a daily chart for BTC, guys. Let me zoom this thing in a little bit, and as you guys can see, we've got a daily candle that basically, well, was at 68,400, right? At the moment, BTC is trading at 67,842, right? However, this looks like a bullish price action on a daily. However, we have to be very cautious because stochastic RSI is in the overheated area, which potentially, of course, can mean nothing because that can stay in here for quite a while. Also, MACD is pointing such picture, a bullish momentum. And now actually let's have a look how this is going to look like on a weekly time frame from the standpoint of technical analysis. So guys, very bullish thing in my opinion is that MACD on a weekly time frame basically, I think, already has printed a bullish cross, right? Let me zoom it in a little bit, and as you can see, we've got the first green action in here if it comes to MACD, and the bullish cross is very difficult to spot, but I guess we got this, ladies and gents, right? So we've got this bullish cross in here to be exact. These lines are touching each other but still haven't really, you know, seen a bullish cross, and stochastic RSI on a weekly looks like it's going up. So from the standpoint of TAs, things are looking like this pump is real, but of course we have to look and monitor the liquidity, because at the moment everybody is longing, everybody is aping to longs, and they potentially could get liquidated, because on Binance on its own we've got 818.6 million USD, and on all of the exchanges we've got 2.64 billion USD worth of leverage. So now let's have a look at the heat map, guys, and let's see how things are looking like from the perspective of these leverages basically for BTC. So yes, technically BTC could go towards the upside, got significant amount of levels of liquidity above the current trading price for BTC, which of course is going to push the Kaspa towards the upside, I believe. However, in a case where BTC is going to see such a shaky moment, 66k, and this is only 24 hourly, not mentioning about, let's say, going to a weekly time frame for BTC, we can see that the huge level of liquidity is roughly at the price of 61k. So I am not saying that BTC is going to dip into that level. However, I am telling you guys that this, from the standpoint of market makers, looks very juicy. So could we see another, shakeout towards the downside? That is very possible. Of course, you can also look from this perspective. We've got 8.8 billion USD versus 3.2. So for market makers, this is a very juicy chunk of money, not mentioning about us retail traders. Anyways, guys, in this case, Kaspa, in my opinion, is going to dip towards the downside, basically towards these lower levels. And of course, guys, I'm not telling you to buy Kaspa, I'm not telling you to buy Nacho, just buy whatever it is that you actually believe in, because yes, I'm covering Kaspa in here, but I do hope that I'm also kind of painting out the picture of what is going on in the market in general. Okay, and in order to do that, we also gonna have to look at different types of charts, right? So let's actually have a look at orders that are excluding top 10 on a daily. First of all, so this is everything that is excluding top 10. Kaspa is obviously included into that, and we've got a bullish candle on a daily. So again, not very juicy for Kaspa. From the standpoint of RSI and MACD, things are looking, let's say, all right. Now let's go into the weekly chart to actually see more macro move. So you can clearly see, guys, that we've got basically a bullish cross on this macro chart, and also RSI is in this level. So scenario number one is obviously going to be creating a couple of waves or another dump, to being honest with you, because we could also trade in here until BTC's dominance is going to drop, right? Because we are still in Bitcoin season. Anyways, I have forgot about the liquidity for Kaspa. So let's have a look how Kaspa actually looks like from the standpoint of liquidity. So Bybit on a daily, first of all. So at the moment, everybody is shorting Kaspa. We've got 2.29 million worth of shorts, and we've got 2.3. However, if we are going to check Kaspa on all of the exchanges on, let's say, 7 daily, we've got everybody shorting Kaspa. So we've got $5.2 million in terms of shorts versus 1.8, right? So that kind of tells me that the price is probably going to go against these traders, right? Because most of the times it's retail traders that are losing the money, basically. So let's go back to the weekly on Bybit for Kaspa, and let's see where the liquidity on the weekly actually is. So guys, you can clearly see that these liquidity levels were flashed, obviously these leverages, and at the moment Kaspa on a weekly is pointing out 14 cents. And now if I'm going to zoom this thing out to, let's say, monthly, the monthly picture is sitting in here. Okay, so Kaspa could see a jump towards the upside of 17 cents. So let me turn this thing off, and now guys, let's have a look at ETF inflows into BTC. Obviously that is a very important thing as well. We've got almost $500 million in terms of inflows for BTC. That thing is definitely very juicy. Now guys, quick update of Nacho, right? So Nacho is still trading up, but obviously looking at this chart, things are not looking very safe. So again, I am not telling you to buy Nacho. This is only if you're a degen just like I am, right? I have put 200 bucks into that Nacho investment, let's say, and if I'm going to lose that money, you guys are going to see it, right? I'm putting my money where my mouth is, whatever. And now guys, let's have a look at different type of X's that I have found for you on the internet. So we've got Mr. AO pointing these situations basically from the previous cycles, right? So we got the first bull, and we are here, as you can clearly see. So again guys, everything is still looking okay from the perspective of macro picture. Anyways guys, this is something that Stock Money Lizards has uploaded, and these are altcoins, so everything excluding BTC on a 3 daily. So if we are going to look from the perspective of Fibonacci, we could see that altcoins could top out at, let's say, 6 trillion USD, 3.618 Fibonacci trend, because that basically played out in a previous cycle. So if the history is going to repeat in this particular scenario, we could see altcoins thriving this cycle. But again, this is not altcoins season yet. Looking at this chart, Mr. Titan is pointing out that BTC is primed for a move that could surprise many and bring retail investors back in. The only people that are in crypto at the moment are only us, degens, that are, well, either making these videos or watching these type of videos. So we have to, of course, well, first of all, wait towards elections, and second, we have to wait for actual altcoin season to come in. Also, another perspective is that we could see BTC, let's say, break out, well, very soon according to the previous run, and we could see the pump of around, let's say, 100k for BTC, which I believe is going to well, print massive gains for altcoins, right? Also, we have to remember about the fact that never in the history of Bitcoin have whales been buying BTC like this. So you can clearly see in here this blue wave. Okay, and what happened to BTC's price in the last cycle? Look at this aggressive move, guys. Okay, why am I showing you that? Obviously, we first have to wait for BTC to actually pump, and then altcoins are going to thrive, right? Because obviously Kaspa has been rallying towards the upside throughout this whole bear cycle, and I believe that this is quite normal for Kaspa to actually you know, cool off a little bit, which also gives time for developers to develop whatever it is that they are developing, you know, in terms of KRC20 and KRC721, which are NFTs, I believe. Anyways, let me know down in the comments below if you guys are into NFTs and stuff like that, not necessarily on Kaspa, but just in general. Anyways, this is something that Mr. Prof has updated, and he basically is posting the total crypto market cap that it's excluding BTC and Ethereum on a weekly. So we could clearly see that MACD is basically, well, just about to go towards the upside. However, altcoins have broken out of this downtrend, and they are just retesting this level as a support, which I believe is a bullish thing. But of course, we are anticipating Bitcoin dominance to actually drop towards the downside. So let's go to Bitcoin dominance and let's see, guys. So we still are in this uptrend in here on a weekly time frame for BTC's dominance. So this is definitely Bitcoin season at the moment, and there is no denial about it. However, if I'm going to zoom this thing out, let's say to monthly time frame, we can see what is going on, right? BTC is currently at 58.9% in terms of dominance. However, this thing is going to drop, right? So for example, if this thing is going to be here in the bottom, and then Kaspa isn't going to be doing nothing, then of course, well, I'm probably going to be forced to close my channel because it's going to be big embarrassment, right? I am a bull for Kaspa, and I believe that Kaspa can see significant upside this cycle, right? However, well, let's see, guys. Again, diversification is the key. Other thing that we also have to pay attention to is dollar index, right? So dollar index on a monthly is basically printing this huge candle, right? However, when this thing is also going to drop, lots of money is going to come back to crypto space, basically. However, from the standpoint of MACD, we can clearly see that this is going to be hopefully a bearish momentum sooner rather than later for dollar index, so crypto can actually pump. Also, another chart that we have to pay attention to is USDT dominance, right? So this is a monthly time frame, guys. For USDT dominance, we can clearly see that stochastic RSI is showing us such thing in here, and hopefully that thing is going to go bearish very soon. However, if I'm going to go into the weekly time frame, guys, you can clearly see that MACD is just about to see a bearish momentum, and this thing potentially is going to go towards the downside as well. Of course, not mentioning about this bear flag for USDT dominance. So once this thing is going to drop, then we could expect, you know, altcoins basically going to the upside, and hopefully Kaspa as well. Anyways, that's it what I've got for you today. I hope that you have guys enjoyed this quick update, and of course, as always, peace and love crypto.